From the barbecue capital of the world, the Davidson County Network presents Chats with Newell, featuring Lexington, North Carolina Mayor Newell Clark.
Hello again. Wanted to address another topic that has been going around the rumor mill, if you will, as well as also being talked about in the city and out in the county, is the city passing a vehicle fee. And that is something that as a council, we've wrestled with for a while. But I just wanted to share with you where that decision came from, because it's not something that we do very quickly. We always take time, and I describe it kind of like an onion. You know, when you see us make a decision on a Monday night, there's several layers to that decision that are being addressed as we are getting to that point to make those decisions. And it's important for folks to understand that the way we pave our streets is through what's called POW money, and the state collects that. And that's collected through a gas tax. And that gas tax is the same across the state. I've had people say, well, you know, I pay less than another city. Well, no, it's not that you're paying less. You might be at a gas station where the price of gas is less, but that tax is the same across the state. That's collected. It's distributed to municipalities based on their population. So that's why it's very important that you're hearing the city talk about our census in 2020, and that we want to make sure all of our citizens get counted, because we want to know that we have an accurate count of our population. But that POW money has been decreasing through the years. It's been decreasing because people are driving more fuel-efficient cars, electric cars, hybrid cars. It's a great thing for the environment. But from a city and municipality that has a street department that needs to pave the roads, our funding has gotten less and less. So as a council, one of the things that we addressed was more of like a user fee, or a user tax, if you will. And that is, if you're driving on the streets, driving on the roads, and you're within the city and you own a car, then that is why we looked at this as a possibility of being a vehicle fee. Those dollars go to the roads. And I think it's important that citizens understand something. There are laws in place for us to levy this. And what I mean that is, of those $30, $20 has to go to paving the roads. I hear people say, oh, the mayor's going to raise his salary, and if you look at the segment on my salary, you'll see it's not much to raise. But it's nothing to do with city salaries. The money has to go to paving roads, $20 of that. Another $5 has to go to transportation, like a bus system. And then the remaining $5 can go to general operating for the city: police, fire, parks and rec, things of that nature. And I'll share a story with you. I had a gentleman who came up and he was upset about the fact that we were taking this $30 and we were going to use it for these freeloaders, he called them, that were going to be using the bus system. And I asked this gentleman, I said, let me ask you another way. I said, as your mayor, if I ask you, would you be willing to pay $5 a year for a bus system for disabled veterans? Would you be willing to support that? And the gentleman didn't hesitate. He was like, absolutely. He said, I'll do that in a heartbeat. And I said, sir, that's all I'm asking. $5 towards this fee goes towards transportation for disabled veterans, for disabled seniors, for our seniors. And there are some folks that are disadvantaged who will have an opportunity to use this as well. But it's only a piece of the puzzle. It's not the full puzzle. So I think it's important for that. And the other piece that for people to understand where the dollars are going and how that breaks down. And ultimately, when we start improving our roads, you know, fewer accidents, all of those, there's public safety. There's so many different things that go into having better roads, as well as economic development. Imagine when we bring someone into the community, if we're just bouncing around on old roads, it shows we're not investing in ourselves. And so if we're asking companies to invest millions, the least we can do is invest $30. And the other piece that I want folks to understand as well is, because we're the city council and this is within the city of Lexington, it is a vehicle fee for the City of Lexington. It's not, if you have a Lexington address but live in the county, you're not going to have to pay this fee at registration. And the easiest way to know that is when you pay your registration for your vehicles, are you paying county and city tax? That's the easiest way to see that. I had a lot of calls from people out in the county who were upset that they were going to have to pay this fee. And I just said, do you live in the city? And they were just like, no, but I have a Lexington address. So I think it's important for folks to understand that the decisions we make on Monday night within the city are within the city limits. Just because you have a Lexington address, in all honesty, you're not a Lexington resident. You're a county resident. And I grew up as a county resident, grew up out in Tyro. So I understood that kind of growing up, that separation of city and county. And but those fees go towards services within the city. and I think that's important for people to know.